Hello everyone, it's AG and today I will be talking about Mashle or Mashle, Magic and Muscles. This is currently one of my favorite manga, so it's safe to say that I'm really excited to talk about this one. This also happens to be one of the pieces that I am trying to read in Japanese, so I think that in the future it would be really cool to actually do reviews in Japanese with subtitles, but yeah, that's just one of my language learning goals. Anyway, let me just first tell you what I'm wearing today. So I am wearing a shirt and a skirt that I both got from Reserved some time ago, and yeah, the skirt has a tartan print and I really love those types of prints. And on top of that, I am wearing one of my favorite pieces, and it is a cape that I got from Forever 21 several years back. I just think it's super cute, super classy, and yeah, I just love it so much. Anyway, yes, let's get back to the manga. Created by Hajime Komoto, Mashle is a fantasy/parody manga that is currently being serialized in Shonen Jump. It centers around a young boy named Mashle or Mash, who lives in a magic realm filled with wizards and where people without magic get killed to prevent them from quote-unquote tainting the gene pool. Mash didn't have any magic, and because of this he was abandoned as a baby. He was found by a lonely wizard who raised him in secrecy and forced him to train every single day so that he could do the bare minimum of defending himself. One day, however, people find out about Mash's existence, and so a police officer named Brado, or Brad, shows up at his house to kill him. But it turns out that Mash has trained so much that he's now OP, and so when Brad tries to cast this spell on him, he just slaps it away. Anyway, after completely getting overpowered by Mash, Brad decides to strike a deal. Mash has to enter Eastern Magic School and become the Divine Visionary. This distinction comes with a whole lot of money, and so Brad says that he will leave Mash and his father alone if he gets to have that money and also get the prestige of being associated with Mash. And that is how our adventure starts. I really enjoy the humor in this manga. I know there are a lot of people who are comparing this to One Punch Man, and that makes sense. It seems to be both a parody of Harry Potter and One Punch Man. Saitama and Mash are both OP due to physical exercise, and they have similar apathetic exteriors and intellectual levels. There are, however, enough differences to really set these two series apart. The setting, of course, is completely different, and their motivations and goals are as well. Saitama just wants to be a superhero for fun, whereas Mash is forced to attend wizarding school when all he really wants to do is live in peace with his father. Another major distinction is the structure. One Punch Man has this monster of the week structure, but Mash has this specific thing that he needs to achieve. And so throughout the chapters, he has to face this ongoing challenge of attending wizarding school without having any magic. And on top of that, he also occasionally has to deal with people who don't like him and who want to kick him out of school. So like I previously said, this manga heavily parodies Harry Potter and wizarding school settings in general. And it does so in such a blatant way that it's just really funny. For instance, the main character, Mash, is essentially Harry Potter, but then Giga Chad. Ironically, everyone who is a wizard has a mark on their face, and so Mash, being the sole person in this book who doesn't have magic, is the only one who doesn't have a mark. The school is also modelled after the British boarding school system. It's called Eastern Magic School, for crying out loud, and it also has its own Dumbledore, Headmaster Valberg. And I also like how right off the bat you sort of know what you can expect, because we know that we'll reach the end once Mash has finished his year at wizarding school. And of of course, this could just be the first arc, but it's nice to know that we are heading towards something tangible. The most exciting thing for me about this manga is seeing how Mash manages to overcome all of these obstacles. For instance, in his first class, they have to fly a broom, and so you're like, how is this guy going to actually fly a broom? He doesn't have any magic. Turns out that if you chuck a broom fast enough and jump on top of the broom, that you can actually fly on a broom. Who knew? Oh my gosh, this is so cheesy. But I like it. It's so good. Anyway, Mash's solutions are really creative and funny, and it's just really fun to see all of the characters' reactions when he shows off his power. And of course, since this is a gag manga, it's not afraid to use very exaggerated facial expressions, and I just love those so much. I think they add so much to the story. It's just very fun seeing all these weird faces. And it's also very nice to see all these nasty and powerful people getting absolutely decimated by Mash. Basically, Mash's philosophy is that everything can be solved using muscles, and up to now, he's not been wrong. Anyway, that's everything I had to say with regards to Mashle. At the time of recording this video, there are, I believe, 3 volumes out in print in Japanese. But you can actually already start reading this one in English online because Viz Media simul-publishes Shonen Jump online. I have been reading the Japanese version with the help of the English translation because my Japanese isn't that good yet. Anyway, I believe that you can read the first and last 3 chapters for free, and if you want to read everything, you can get a subscription for about $2 a month, and you can then read up to 100 chapters every day. And yeah, I've been using that service. It's been great. Also want to note, I'm not sponsored. I just think it's very helpful. And yeah, that's about everything I had to say. If you enjoy the content that I make on this channel, perhaps consider supporting me over on Patreon. You can also support me by getting me a coffee or just by liking, subscribing and commenting. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.